Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, One Rental at a Time. And what makes One Rental at a Time YouTube channel different is I bring on experts that bring value in areas I know nothing about. One of those areas is cost segregation, bonus depreciation. With that, we bring on Mr. Cashflow. That's what he told me his name was. How you doing, David?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, man.
Office.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, it is going to be even better 30 days when I got a bookshelf behind me and I got all these other layouts and whiteboards up. We're going to help people, man. We're going to help 1 million people. That's why I got this office.
That is what it's all about. We're here to help people.
Yep.
That's my thing, and I know that's your thing. So,
yeah, without question. Well, hey, you sent me a text on something that I was super excited about that I think is interesting. So we've done cost segregation for long-term rentals and leases. That's kind of where I play, right? One rental at a time. But you found a very interesting twist with short-term rentals in Airbnbs, actually not qualifying as an investment, but being a business. So let's poke at that for a little bit and then talk about why that categorization is very important, or at least potentially very important.
Could be very important. So the IRS does not look at short-term rentals like Airbnbs or VRBOs, vacation rentals, hotels, motels, any of those things, who have an average rental period of 7 days or less. Those are not considered rentals. Those are considered a business. And so the property is not considered a rental property. It's considered a commercial property and therefore is depreciated over 39 years. So it's a little bit different in the way that it's depreciated. But the nice thing is with a business like that, it's not a rental, so it's not passive income. So if you are actively involved in your business, so you have an Airbnb property and you schedule the cleaning crew and you handle the repairs and you do all that kind of stuff, you're actively involved in that business. It's no longer considered passive, and all the deductions that can come to you through cost segregation and bonus depreciation can then be taken without regard to your real estate professional status.
Oh, wow. So there's so much in that I want to go back to.
Right.
Because I have questions, and then of course, folks, talk to your CPAs. So first and foremost, we went from I'm just going to pretend it's a house. It's an Airbnb house. It's my next door. I do all the management. I do the check-ins. I do the cleanings. So there's no question about if you're active in it or not. So that's the example. It's a house. What you're saying is because it's Airbnb and it's not monthly or it's less than 7 days is the average rental. It's not a rental. It's a business. The first thing that does is it takes a 27.5-year period and makes it 39.
Right.
That's the first thing.
It's not a rental for tax purposes.
Right. For tax. Yeah. This is all IRS tax code stuff. So first off, it goes from 27.5 years to 39. That's okay. But now because it's a business, I no longer have the income thresholds. I no longer have to potentially declare a real estate professional. It's just a business like a retail shop or something of that nature.
Correct.
Is that right?
And for instance, if you have it owned through an LLC, the LLC gives you a K-1 at the end of the year, which shows that the amount of profit that came to you.
Yep.
It'll also show you what's active and what's passive.
Yep.
The passive, there's a lot of restrictions as far as how you can use that. Still a good idea for a lot of people who don't qualify for the real estate professional designation, but it is a factor. If it's a short-term rental, it's a business, and you're actively involved, it's active income, therefore it's active deductions, therefore it's an active loss if it creates it, and it can go against your total income.
So that, again, this is something everybody must check with their CPA. This is brand new information for me. I own no Airbnbs. I've never looked into this, but if this is true, and if you can have these conversations, that could be game changing for folks.
It could be huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people are jumping into Airbnbs, and it might even make more sense now. Cause again, what I think you've said is just like we did on my duplex that you helped me with. If I was an employee, I couldn't take all the deductions because I would just bring it. It'd be what's known as carry forward. Because it's a business and not a rental and thus not passive, it's all active. If I had a loss, which again, if you're going to do bonus depreciation and cost seg, you're going to have year one losses. That could go against active. That could go against my normal W-2 is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Yes, it could.
Oh, wow. This is something
Now,
to think about.
Let me say this. If you are investing in real estate, and I've said this before, but I think it's really, really important because I run into this every day.
Mhm.
If you're investing in real estate, if you own Airbnbs and that sort of thing, you need to make sure, first of all, you need to have a CPA
Yes.
or at least a tax professional. Doesn't have to be a CPA, but an enrolled agent or a CPA or somebody. But if you're going to be in the real estate business, you need to have a tax professional that is very, very well versed in real estate.
Mhm.
And if you don't, you could be missing out on a whole lot of things that could come your way from somebody who really knew what they were talking about. So if you have a CPA who doesn't understand this, doesn't know about it, whatever, and you're interested in finding a CPA that's heavily invested in real estate people,
Mhm.
let me know, give me a call, and we'll talk about it. I can give you referrals to some very good real estate CPAs across the country.
Yeah, if I had a big W-2 employee and I was looking at doing Airbnbs, or I was already doing Airbnbs like a lot of people were, this would have got my attention. Again, this is not Mike Zuber's advice. I own none of this stuff, so I know none of this stuff. But it does sound like a very interesting, and it's documented in the IRS tax code, right?
Yeah.
Basically, what I hear you saying is because the average rental is under 7 days, it goes to a business, which means 39 versus 27 and a half, makes sense. And because it's a business, not passive, or it is active, not passive, it can roll through and just, if it lost money that year, it lost money, it comes against your income. So the last thing I'll say is more and more people need to be looking for tax professionals, CPAs with a real estate background. The real estate industry, there's a lot of tax code, a lot of things written, because again, our congressmen, senators, they own rentals or they own property. So there's a lot of subtle things in the tax code that a CPA or a tax professional needs to look at.
My father was a CPA. Until he was 92 years old, he was a CPA. Wow. And he always used to tell me two things. One, and we've mentioned this before, I think, tax evasion is a crime, but tax avoidance is mandatory.
Yeah.
The other thing he told me was to be a CPA in the modern day world, you have to be about 10 miles wide and 2 foot deep. He said you have to know a little bit about a whole lot of things. If it's something that you're dealing with all the time, you dig in and you learn all of this stuff. So a CPA who's not dealing with any real estate professionals hasn't really spent the time to learn a lot about all the ins and outs of investing in real estate, where somebody who does it all the time knows every angle, every nuance to the tax code, and how to save you the most amount of money. Tax avoidance is mandatory.
Yeah. So what I want to do here is, for two reasons. I want to give your phone number out because a lot of people probably would have questions around this. I want them to call you, not me, because I've never done it. And then second, a lot of people reach out to me about, hey, do you know a CPA that's good in real estate? Again, I want them to reach out to you. That is your network, right? You do this as a job, as an income. You have the network of CPAs and tax professionals. So what number should they reach out as they either want to schedule a call or get a recommendation?
They can call me at 770-224-8504. They can text me at 770-367-8091, or they can reach out to me at david.wiener, W-I-E-N-E-R, at costsegregationservices.com.
Very cool, folks. Again, what is it? Tax evasion is criminal and tax avoidance is mandatory. Was that the dad's quote?
I need to put that on my back wall.
There you go. There you go. Hey guys, again, one more time, David, what's the phone number to reach out?
Call me at 770-224-8504. Text me at 770-367-8091. Or cool. Reach out at david.wiener at costsegregationservices.com.
Very cool, David. Thanks.
My pleasure.